Oke, bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Waalaikumsalam warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Alhamdulillahirrahmanirrahim. Wassalatu wassalamu ala asrafil anbiya wal mursalin wa ala alihi wa sahbihi ajma'in. Amma ba'd. Alhamdulillah, today here we will have the second contender from class of 2017. Yesterday we got the contender from class of 2016, and then next now we have Tresna Andini, Tresna Andini, and then her thesis advisor is Ms. Zaitun Empire, and then her thesis title here is about cognitive diversity among EFL students, scaffolding method to improve speaking performance. And then your examiner will be me, Tresna, and then there will be two sessions. First session, it will be Q&A about your PowerPoint presentation, and then second one will discuss more about your research proposal. And you may start giving the explanation. I'm gonna start doing the share screen here. Okay, there we go. Okay, come on, Tresna, time is yours, please.
Right. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Good afternoon, sir. And I am Tresna Andini, and I'm from the class of 2017. And for this day, I'm going to present about my thesis proposal with the title is a cognitive diversity among EFL students, scaffolding method to improve speaking performance. All right, let's start it. Okay, and I'm gonna start with the first chapter and also the second chapter. Let's start with the first chapter first. Okay, language is not like a bridge to communicate among people from all over the world. It is not limited only to the skin color, nationality, or even races. Therefore, the faces of the world can be seen by using language as a tool. In Indonesia, the most powerful and the most popular foreign language is obviously English. Sadly, it cannot give any guarantee that all of Indonesians can speak English properly, moreover, to the elder one. And talking about English, it cannot be separated with teaching since we are EFL country and since we are non-native speaker. And in English teaching, there are 4 basic skills that mostly have to be faced by all of the students. Those are speaking, reading, listening, and writing. But what I'm going to discuss for today is only speaking as my main role of thesis proposal. And I do agree that most of the students will think that speaking is known as one of the hardest skill to be fast. Therefore, special treatment and also appropriate methods are needed for speaking learning process. But the big question here, why do the students mostly think that speaking is the most difficult skill? Okay, I will explain it. According to the Zhang and Liu 2018, there are 3 possible reasons why speaking is assumed as the most difficult skill. Let's start with the first possible reason. The students get used to study English by focusing only to the grammatical. It means that if we make a comparison between the theoretical and also the practical, we can see that the theoretical will dominate a lot. And the second possible reason is the students, especially in EFL country, do not have any opportunity to practice and also improve their speaking ability. It happens a lot, especially in the EFL country, which is most of the people in that country sometimes feel a bit insecurity towards the people who speak in foreign language. And for the last possible reason is there is a stereotype that when someone is talking in English, it means that they have to have good accents, they have to have a good grammar and also vocabulary. And therefore, it might be hard, especially for us as non-native speaker. And the reason why I decided to take a scaffolding itself as my main role for my thesis proposal is because I already found two previous relevant research before. Let's start with the first research. The first research was conducted by Kristen C.M. Goff from the National Institute of Education, Nanyang Technological University in 2017. She applied for the scaffolding method to the primary and secondary school in the Singapore, and it was success in order to improve students' speaking ability. And the second research was conducted by Ginaya, Rajin, and Somawati in 2018. They applied for the scaffolding method in the State Polytechnic of Bali, and it was also a success to improve the students' speaking ability. Okay, and I'm gonna move on to the second chapter about the theory itself. How about scaffolding? What is scaffolding? Okay, scaffolding method is the method to support structural learning in order to make the students become more independent and also free. It means that when the teacher wants to apply for the scaffolding during learning processes, it means that it can help the students to study, to learn independently and also freely. And I will quote one of the statements from the GOS CCM 2017. Uh, she stated that scaffolding activities can be aided on a regular speaking practice to help the learners becomes more aware of speech processes and perform better. It can give impact that when the teacher wants to apply for the scaffolding method, it can give a good impact, especially to improve students' speaking performance. And I'm gonna move to what kind of the advantages and also what kind of disadvantages if the teacher would like to apply scaffolding during speaking learning processes. Okay, let's start with the first advantages itself. The scaffolding is the flexible method that can be conducted by the students everywhere and every time. And I think it is more suitable, especially to be implemented in the pandemic situation like this, that all of the things um, are gonna be online in everywhere. It's like in everywhere, in every time. And for the two advantages is the students will get used to study independently. So for this scaffolding method, it will be learner center, not teacher center anymore. And it can be called as education improvement for nowadays. And for the third one, the students will have wide opportunity, and it means that they will be able to learn directly with the expert. And after that, for the scaffolding method, the learning media will be more variative. So they have the own freedom to choose the searches, to choose the references according to themselves. And after that, it will train the students' social intelligence, especially for the future. And also they will have a wide connection, especially for their own relation. And after that, the last one, it will help them to accelerate their development of learning. And those are those kind of the advantages that if the teacher would like to implement it scaffolding method during speaking learning processes. But how about these advantages? Okay, let's start with the first. A scaffolding method cannot be applied in the border area because of the limitation of the facilities. It means that uh, I I think that the scaffolding method will be suitable to be implemented in the urban area, because in the urban area the facilities will be more complete. And after that, not all of the students can adapt to scaffolding method, because some of the students might be too passive or even too shy to adapt for the scaffolding method. And after that, the scaffolding method needs experience and also advanced teacher. Therefore, the materials can be pursued in a better way if it is done or if it is conducted by advanced teacher. And after that, the last disadvantages is the scaffolding process cannot be done at once. It means that scaffolding needs a process, needs step one by one until it can give the best result for a student's speaking performance. And also for the last chapter, third chapter, okay, about the methods and procedures. For this research, I will take a place in the State Senior High School of Life, Bogor. And the sample will be 2 classes of 11 graders with a amount of 60 students. And I will also use the quantitative method with a true experimental design, specifically a true experimental design with one group, pre-test and post-test. And I'm going to divide them into one experimental group and also one experimental group. Therefore, I will compare the score after and before they get the treatment of the scaffolding. Okay, and about the pre-test and post-test that I would like to conduct after this. For the pre-test, it will be conducted by letting them to choose the particular topic, so they can choose whatever they want. And after that, I will let them to have a speech for 2 minutes. And after that, I will measure in order to know about their prior speaking ability. And for the treatment, I will help them to get to know about the basic scaffolding thing. And also, I will make them to practice and learning speaking by using scaffolding method itself. And after that, for the past test, I will provide a random topic. So I will be the one who provide the random topic, and so they don't have any idea about what kind of a topic that they will probably get. And after that, I will let them to have a speech the same for 2 minutes. And after that, I will measure it by using the speaking rubric. And after that, yeah, we can see that whether this scaffolding method can give a significant result after that, or even no. Okay, we can see. And thank you.
That's all, Tresna?
Yes, sir.
Okay, thank you very much. I'm gonna stop doing the share screen here, and then now let's try to discuss your PowerPoint presentation. Yeah. Starting with the first, yeah. Okay. This will be the first slide that you got for this research proposal. From your title here, when you proposed this title to me, you mentioned about the reference that you got this from. Yeah? I gave you guys for class of 2017 to pick or to choose the reference from Cambridge Education Journal or Oxford Education Journal. But unfortunately, while I try to give the explanation, it seems like you are not mentioning your main reference that from the two journal that I give for you to use. Yeah, and then you were just mentioning about some research from Singapore and then also from Bali. That's not what I expected. Yeah. And then now let's start with the first here. When you come with your title for the first slide, maybe you can try to give the clear focus on your research. Yeah, there are several aspects or elements here that you will try to focus on. The first, the cognitive diversity, and then after that one, we got the FL students, and then scaffolding method, and then last one, speaking performance. So while giving the explanation of this title, you should come with all element, yeah, starting with what is it, the cognitive diversity, and then what is it, the FL students that he means here, and then next one is scaffolding method, and the last one, speaking performance. Okay, Tresna? And then now let's go to the next slide. Next slide here, you brought two chapters, chapter 1 and then chapter 2 or second chapter. The first, it is why. When you try to mention about why or giving your reasoning about why here, it seems like you try to quote or you try to give your reasoning based on the previous research only. Yeah, you have to come with your original, with your preliminary research based on your experience while doing the teaching practice. Yeah, why conducting this type of research, and then why here the speaking skill become your main focus, not the other skill. You have to explain that one and why. And then of that one, you have to also mention about the problem itself. Yeah, the problem in speaking, the reality in speaking that the student face while they learn about speaking. And then you're not mentioning that one. And then after mentioning about the problems that faced by the students, you can come to the alternative solutions. Yeah. And then the alternative solution here, it should be using scaffolding that you mentioned. Okay. That will be for your first chapter based on your slide. And then second one, reviewing related literature here, the theory. Your focus, it's look like only on the method, only on the model, only on the strategy or the technique that you use. Yeah, you're mentioning more, you're mentioning a lot here about scaffolding itself. Yeah, reviewing related literature, you have to come with the first, yeah, based on the skill that you're going to study here, and then after that one with the scaffolding itself. That will be for the second chapter. And then for the third chapter here, yesterday when I give the examination for your basis from class of 2016, I already explained. When you guys explaining about the method, it should be the basic reasoning about what type of the research, yeah, and then why through experiment, a quasi-experiment that you choose that one. And then what kind of the instrument that you're going to use to gather the data, yeah? How that you're going to classify the data, and then what kind of the test that you're going to use, yeah, to measure your finding. And then after that one, how that you're going to analyze the data. Last one, how that you're going to interpret your data. That should be clear on your third chapter on your methods. Okay, Tresna, and then not focusing on explaining about this one, I guess, about the pre-test and then post-test, because this is the part or the aspect when you try to conduct an experimental kind of research. Okay?
Okay.
And then that will be my feedback for you. And then now let's start with the question now. My first question for you, Tresna. On your title here, you're mentioning about scaffolding method. Yeah, that was your claim. You're mentioning scaffolding here as a method. And then now my question, why that you wrote here scaffolding refer to method, not the strategy or not the technique, yeah, or not the approach? Come on. So which one is the truth here? It is scaffolding a learning model. It is a method. It is a technique, or it is a strategy. Come on, try to answer that one first, please.
Okay. When the first time I decided to take this title, I put scaffolding learning processes, not method. And after doing the consultation with Miss Mizai, I finally found that okay, I decided to put scaffolding as a method um, because I want to show that scaffolding can be one of the best way for the teacher. For the teacher to be conducted while speaking learning processes. And yeah, I think that's it, sir.
Okay, you are not answering my question. Yeah, talking about scaffolding here, you have to understand it is a method, or it is a strategy, or it is a technique, or it is an approach to teach speaking. And it seems like you're still confused. Okay, this one, scaffolding, it is some kind of method itself or technique. Okay, I have a suggestion for you. You have to try to dig more, yeah, about scaffolding here. Yeah, scaffolding refer to Brunner, and then that's the basic one from Vygotsky. Yeah, you have to read that one first before you're going to claim, okay, this one here it is a method, or it is a learning model, it is a technique, or it is a strategy, or even this is an approach to teach speaking. Because all the term here, we have different kind of definition. Okay, Tresna?
Okay, sir.
Okay, next one. Uh, when you try to write your title here, it is about among EFL student. Can you try to count? What does it mean when among EFL students itself? So it's mean here, it is the learner from foreign countries, or it is Indonesian learning English. Come on, try to answer that one. Come on.
Okay. Well, I'm gonna be honest first, sir.
Okay.
At the first, I'd like to make a comparison between some
Okay.
of EAVL country, like the journal that I already created. But after the consultation, I finally found that okay, just focus on the one country that you would like to be observation. Therefore, okay, I only focus on Indonesian. But as before, I'd like to focus on for country, but I think it's too wide. Therefore, yeah, I decided to take it only. And I think it's a mistake to put among there.
Okay, that's my point. Now, when you mentioning about EFL student, it should be specific. Which students? Yeah, it is Indonesian EFL student, or it is worldwide EFL student. It should be referred to a single or a specific kind of EFL students. Do you understand, Tresna?
Yes,
Because
sir.
when we read this one among EFL student, which one here? Yeah, so we'll have the question on it. Okay,
Okay.
okay. And then next one, this is also interesting. Most of your friends, uh, most of your big sis or big bro from class of 2015 or from class of 2016, they're using speaking skill, or some of them using speaking ability on it. But here you decided to use speaking performance. Now, my question, why is the speaking performance not the speaking skill or even not a speaking ability? Come on, try to give your perspective or three types of speaking terms. First, it is speaking performance that you wrote for your title. And then second one, it is the speaking skill, the common one that your big sister and big bro created with the thesis. And then last one, speaking ability. Come on, Tresna, try to answer it, please.
Okay. In my opinion, why I decided to take speaking performance as my focus, because I think there are a lot of EAVL students that can speak English properly, even much better than, for example, that I am. But I think not all of them can have a good ability for the speaking performance. Therefore, I'm going to focus on the speaking performance, because when they can have a good ability in the speaking performance, so they will have a good ability in speaking casually, for example. But when they speak English in the casually, I think it doesn't mean that they can have a good ability in the speaking performance. I think that's it. So it can be not only the casual, but also for uh, the formal or something like that. And it is not only for the particular topic.
Okay, that also not answering my question. Common term mentioning most of your big sis or big bro from class of 2015, class of 2016, they're using the term refer to speaking skill or refer to speaking ability. And then you decided here to use speaking performance. What is it, the speaking performance that you try to improve? Yeah. So what is it? Speaking skill that we'll try to improve. What is it? Speaking ability that we'll try to improve. Now, let's focus on this question. We have three different terms. First, it is on performance, yeah, and the second one, skill, and the last one, ability. So why you are choosing speaking performance? Come on.
Like what I say before, sir, that I think when the students can speak and casually, it doesn't mean that they can have a good speaking performance. Therefore, I'd like to make a focus on
Okay, cut it out. Now, what is it performance?
It's like having a speech in the formal way.
Really? Performance refers to an action. Speaking in action. Okay, come on. What is it? Try to elaborate that one. I'm giving you the clue. Talking about performance, so it is about an action. So speaking in action. Come on.
Yeah, sir. I took a for this speaking performance because I would like to focus on the action itself. Yeah.
Okay. Okay, thank you. That's enough, I guess, for your 4-point presentation. I got one more question. Okay, one more question. This will be the common question that I give to all of your friends. Talking about experimental kind of research, we are mentioning, or we are trying to explore two different types of experimental, right? The first is what we call by a true experiment, and second one, it is a quasi-experiment. And then a process of choosing this type of experiment, we have the background on it. We have the relevant reason on it. Okay, and then now what is it? The main difference between a true experiment and then a quasi-experiment, and why did you chose here to use a true experiment kind of research for your method? Come on, Tresna.
Okay, as I know, yes, sir.
No, do not mention as I know, because it's
okay.
you're not sure with your answer. Please be sure with your answer. Come on.
For the quasi-experimental, it means that we only take for one sample. But for the true experimental design, yes, design that we take for two samples. And the reason why I decided to take a true experimental design, because I would like to see the comparison, because I'd like to divide into one experimental group and also one control group. And I will give a treatment for the scaffolding itself to one of the group, and the other one I would like to not give it. Therefore, after the post test, I will see is there any significant result from the class that I give the treatment, or even no. And I think that's the reason why.
So based on the sample and then based on the treatment, that will be your answer. The difference between a quasi-experiment and then true experiment. Yeah.
For the difference among quasi and true experiments, I think it is located into the sample chosen.
Sample. Okay. To be honest, I want a real explanation using first. It is a quasi. When we talk, it is about quasi, so it is pretending. And then the true, we really conducted the experiment or the treatment. That's what I'm expecting from. I guess that's enough, Tresna, for your PowerPoint presentation. And then now I want you to please try to open up your complete research proposal. Yeah? Okay. Okay, let's try to start from your background of the study, yeah. From the first paragraph here, you quoting from Kanagaraja. What is it, Kanagaraja? So where is it? The Kanagaraja came from here. It is the researcher from Indonesia or from Singapore group. Where is it?
It is from the international researcher, but I don't remember the search actually. But Mister, about the Cambridge search that I take, it is about the Singapore researcher, because the Singapore researcher was published into the Cambridge journal.
Okay, so the previous research that you mentioned earlier, yeah?
Yes.
Okay, and then there's some kind of, what is it? I can call here from the way that you created sentences. Tresna, let me read it for you, yeah? Among those for language skill, speaking should be taught in particular way. Therefore, students will get used to it. As clever girl here explained, every language is a meaning-making system that varies in its expression according to context of use. Yeah, offering a vast set of opinion for meaning. Yeah, you're mentioning about teaching speaking in a particular way, but the reference that you took here for your reference, it is mentioning about every language. So it is not matched with what you try to explain. Yeah, so it will be better if you try to mention about speaking should be taught in a particular way. So the expert that you try to use here is mentioning also why teaching speaking in a particular way or in a deep meaning of teaching speaking itself. Yeah, you have to revise that one, and then about your verse here, ya ayyuhallazina amanu taqullaha wa qulu qawlan sadida. Your mentioning speaking is not limited to accent, but it is how people can talk fluently without any difficulties so that the message can be delivered and understood well. So what is the real reason that you put from Quran Surah Al-Ahzab here with your previous explanation? Please try to answer that one.
Sorry, Mister, can you repeat it?
Yeah, the relevance between this Quran Surah Al-Ahzab and then with your previous explanation before you're going to quote this verse. Come on.
I'm sorry, Mister, about the previous statement.
Yeah.
About...
Okay, let me repeat it for you. Speaking is not limited to accent.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it is how people can talk fluently without any difficulties so that the message can be delivered and understood well. And then Allah said in Holy Quran, the relevant, why are you using this verse to strengthen your opinion? Come on.
Okay, because as we can see that from the first, it is we are obligated to speak in the right word. For the right word, I think it is it refers to the to how the people can explain or can deliver the message well to the receiver, not limited into their accents or where they are from, where they are from.
That's all?
Yeah, sir.
Okay, to be honest, I don't really see the relevant here. Maybe you can try to find another hadith or another verse from Al-Quran that mentioning about speaking. Yeah, the power of speaking or what is it speaking. Yeah. And then next one, you're mentioning about regarding to English speaking learning has always been one of the greatest obstacle for EFL students. For common reason as follows here. You don't have to put a list on your background of the study here using A, B, and then C. Yeah. So you can just put all of the opinion here in one paragraph. Yeah. So not putting this kind of list. Yeah. And then okay, I guess this one also, you're mentioning based on your opinions, scaffolding here is a method, but on your background of the study, you're mentioning scaffolding itself as the activities. Yeah, so you have to use your consistency on it. If you are mentioning this scaffolding here is a method, so you have to explain it also in your background of the study that we were to the scaffolding method, not suddenly with scaffolding activities, yeah, because it is two different kind of terms. Okay, Tresna? Yeah.
Yes,
And then next one, when you try to create your thesis, this is the thesis and I'm using English. I hate to read the expert or the author that you quote from Indonesia, from Asian kind of countries. Yeah. So here you're mentioning Ginaya, Rajin, and Somawati. I don't believe this name Somawati, it is from Australia, or it is from Europe, or it is from USA. Yeah, so you have to put your high standard on it. Yeah, do not mention or do not use the expert or the author here from Indonesia. It will be better that you're using Harmer, Richard, yeah, that will be better. Creswell, that will be better. Yeah. And then for your first chapter here, you also not mentioning about your own kind of background. Yeah. Your own kind of background here, what I mean is you're giving the percentage of each difficulties faced by student in their speaking learning. Yeah, you have to put maybe based on your interview with the teacher, based on your questionnaire that you gave to the student on your teaching practice, or based on your previous experience while trying to practice your English with the student. You have to put the percentage on it, yeah, and then the percentage, yeah, it will be focused on the problems, and then after that one, you come with your alternative solution, yeah, as you mentioned it on your title, here it is the scaffolding method itself. Okay.
Okay.
That should be enough, I guess, for your background of the study, and then for your identification of the problem. Okay, here you have to do more consistency again, Tresna. For your identification of the problem, you are mentioning to master speaking skill. It should be using speaking performance because that's what you aim for your title. Okay?
Okay.
And then limitation of the study, that's okay. Problem of the study, that's okay. Oh no, yeah, you were mentioning it's different kind of problem of the study. Yeah, the problem of the study is scaffolding method effective to be implemented in order to improve speaking ability. Why? It is ability, not the performance itself, based on your title, based on your purpose. Okay, and then it is the same also with your objective of the study. Yeah, 11 grader speaking ability. So it should be speaking performance, I guess. Yeah, because that was your aim for this research. And then, yeah, for your significance of the study, it is also the same. You are using speaking ability on it. You're practically, that should be the same, yeah, to their speaking ability achievement, yeah. So you have to discuss more with your advisor, yeah, between three different terms that you focus on for your research proposal, yeah, ability itself, skill itself, or the performance itself. Okay, that will be the first chapter. And then for your second chapter here, you're mentioning speaking, the importance of speaking, type of classroom speaking performance, strategies in teaching speaking, component of speaking. Okay, you were missing teaching speaking in senior high school. Yeah, the school that you are going to use here it is for senior high school, right? Okay, so you have to put more here, teaching, speaking, and senior high school. Yeah, so you have to put extra elaboration, extra explanation about how you're going to teach speaking in senior high school. And then that one, scaffolding method. So this is also one more time. You have to make sure 100% here, scaffolding itself as a method. Yeah, okay. Scaffolding here it is a method, or it is a strategy, or it is a technique, or a learning model, or it is an approach. Yeah. Okay, next one. Okay, that should be okay. And then your theoretical framework here, because I'm opening your research proposal using my smartphone, Tresna, so I can see the graphic of your theoretical framework here. But when we try to open it using computer or using laptop, so there will be a graphic on it.
Oh, I use a mobile phone, sir, not laptop for the Zoom meeting.
No, I mean here, can you see it? You're mentioning about the graphic, but it has disappeared here on my smartphone. No graphic on it. Okay, I see. That's okay. And then next one, hypothesis of the study. Okay, this one also hypothesis here. It is for one hypothesis or for multiple hypotheses. Okay.
Okay.
Okay. Try to revise that one. And then for your method and procedure here, state at State General High School. Okay. That's okay. And then a bouquet here. What is it, a bouquet? Maybe you better use Creswell or better use Brown or better use any familiar or famous expert on method. Yeah, do not use a bouquet here. Okay. And then next one. Population and sample. Okay, you're using Creswell. Maybe you can use Creswell from the beginning here, Tresna, yeah? When you try to explain about your method of the study, yeah? And then technique of collecting the data, okay? Assessment rapid for speaking, okay? Technique of analyzing the data, okay? Okay. Okay, I guess my last suggestion for you, Tresna, at least you have to put 10 or 15 more of international journal that you have to put to your second chapter. So you'll have a comprehensive reference, yeah, for your literature review. Yeah, because from your reference here, it seems like only 2 or 3 kind of international journal. Yeah, but you have to put more, 10 or 15 more of international journal. That will be better for your research proposal. Yeah. And then especially for your second chapter, you can use it to strengthen your opinion, your perspective about your second chapter. And then I guess that's all, Tresna. My suggestion for you, and then my revision for you. And it will be the same, Tresna. Your time, you'll have 3 or 4 days to revise all the suggestion that I gave to you. Okay, 3 or 4 days, you have to submit it back to me, and then I'll try to read it, try to give you the feedback. Yeah, and I hope you will get a proper kind of score based on your performance while joining this proposal seminar. And then after that one, you also will have an extra assignment for that one. After this, I'm gonna text you what is it your extra assignment after joining the proposal seminar. Yeah, I guess that's all, Tresna, for your proposal seminar today. And then please discuss it more with your testing advisor about all the terms that we already discussed earlier. And so you can have your comprehensive result, yeah, to complete your thesis. Yeah. Thank you very much, Tresna, for joining our today's proposal seminar. Yeah. And then don't forget, tomorrow you have to join also comprehensive exam. You have to come to campus because we're going to do it in the offline way of comprehensive exam. Okay? And thank you very much one more time. The last, say Wallahumma fi wal hadi la sabil rasyad. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Waalaikumsalam warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.